Hello everybody, I'm Chrysantheme, welcome back to Might and Magic 6. So, now we finished up with the Misty Islands, and where we want to go now is Castle Ironfist. So I'm gonna board this boat, and oh yeah, luckily it goes to Castle Ironfist today, quote unquote today. And Castle Ironfist is basically our next area that we can clear. We've already been here before, we did some things already, but now that we're leveled up and geared up, we can actually clear the area. We'll be seeing some more of those followers of Ba monsters, and there will be lizardmen with them. Lizardmen are ranged units, but they aren't terribly tough, so I don't think we'll have much of a problem clearing them. And then there are some dungeons and quests that we can actually do here before we go further into the game. Now, first things first, I'm gonna just go behind this tavern here, invade the privacy of this house, and I'm going to force him to teach me expert dagger fighting, which is good because with dagger expert I can wield a dagger in both hands, which means I can equip it in my left hand as well as my right hand. Thing with equipping a weapon in left hand is that the weapon's damage and its bonus to hit adds up to what you already have, so it's doubly effective. Because you basically hit even more often and deal even more damage, which I think it's kind of silly because I would think it's either harder to hit with both weapons at once, or I don't know, there's an even lower uh, a lower chance to hit with both weapons at once. But I guess for this game, it's you have two swords, you have double chance to hit for double the damage. There are some more houses here for shield defense, expert shield defense, and I think it's expert leather chain and plate mail teachers, but we do not have any points in our armor skills yet. Let me just clear this group of followers here. So yeah, that's basically what we're going to be doing now, is sort of adventuring around the Castle Ironfist area, clearing up these followers. And then once we clear the overworld, more or less, we are going to do a dungeon. Hopefully we'll actually manage to do it, sort of properly, because all the dungeons here are kinda, I don't want to say gimmicky, but they either go really, really smoothly or they just completely wreck my party numerous times, and I really hate these dungeons, to be honest. Um, so yeah, I hope it's going to go fine. I think I had some more things to do here. Did I train already? Yes, I did train. No, it's next then. Oh, we have a longbow here that we need to sell. Do we have anything else that we need to sell? No, not really. Let me make some energy potions, that'll come in handy once we actually start venturing into the dungeons. Inventory management. And I'll give you the longbow so you can sell it. Might as well check if there's a longbow that I can buy. A precision longbow. No? There's one. Let's see. Well, yeah, I can change it for one. It's not much of an increase, but to be honest, any increase you can get in the early game is an increase that's worth it. So, all in all, it's worth it. We have the identification expert teacher here, who is useless to us, and disarming we already went through. Now, did we enroll into the guilds here? Spirit and mind we didn't, and body we didn't as well. Okay, so we're gonna do that as well. It's basically the same thing as with the fire, air, and water guilds. You just need to find the people basically selling it. So Helen Teal can teach us the expert bowmanship, but Tracy Flauta here can basically sell us the Mind Guild membership. Um, Helen's going to be very helpful because once we get some extra points, we can easily level our bows to expert, which will reduce our recovery time for a bit. But master bow skill is actually kind of good in this game. It doesn't take too much skill points. I think you can master it at, I think it's level 7 or rank 7, and you can shoot 2 arrows at the same time, which I don't know. When I was a kid, it sounded extremely powerful, and I always beeline for that particular skill. It isn't terribly useful because bows don't scale with damage very good. Basically, the only thing that ups your damage with a bow is get a better bow. It's not like with spells whose damage scales with rank. But I already said that In Might and Magic 6, magic is way stronger than might is. But anyway, let's go have a chat with Bernice. Bernice or Baroness? I think this should have been Baroness. Whatever. So I'm now a member of the Body Guild, and he is a teacher of the Spirit Magic. He's a master teacher, and he also sells us the Spirit Guild membership. You only need to buy the guild memberships in one particular city, and then you can visit all the different guilds associated with it. For example, we have the Initiate Guild of Mind here. There is an, what's it called? I think it's called Paramount, the highest guild level. There's a Paramount Guild of Mind in Freehaven, and I already have the membership, so I don't need to, either repurchase it or buy a new one, whatever. Meditation gives you extra skill, not skill points, spell points. Not terribly useful because I don't want to dump points into it, but if you find yourself in dire need of spell points, that's basically what you need to do. Get meditation, put some points into it, master it, you'll have like 200 more spell points on your sorcerer, but I don't see any need in it, especially because you can just quick rest. Now I can get some damaging body magic spells here. For example, I can get Harm, which is a fairly decent spell. It only costs 4 spell points and it does 8 plus 1 to 2 per point of skill in body magic. Now the base damage is nice because it deals a base damage of 8 plus 1 to 2, but that's not terribly high. I'm gonna buy it just in case, and just because I like having my my spellbook filled. I'm gonna buy Speed because Speed is awesome, even though I won't be using it very soon. I want to probably master the spell, the body magic first, so it affects the entire party, because I can be arsed to recast it every single time. But this is what we came for here. The Cure Wounds spell is a much better healing spell than, well, basically First Aid or Healing Touch is, because Healing Touch and First Aid both heal a fixed amount of health, and the thing with Cure Wounds is that it actually scales with your body magic skill. So now that we have we have 5 body magic skill, we actually heal for 15 hit points, which is, well, we only healed for, I think, 7 with First Aid. Yeah, we did, only for 7. So yeah, that's much better. Last casting, more of an impact. Now we already have Mind Magic, but we don't really use it. Let's just see if there's anything we can buy. Cure Paralysis, sure, why not? We can use that. Mass Fear, not terribly useful. I didn't use it at all, ever, I think. Charm, I don't know. Don't think so. Thing with these self-magic schools, like Mind, Spirit, and Body, is that they're mostly used for either healing and buffing. They're not used that much for damage. Mind Magic has some cool spells, for example, the Mass Fear and the Charm spell, but I didn't really use them at any point in the game ever, to be honest. I just don't find the appeal. So I usually just buy, the spells that buff my stats and stuff. And next but not least, Heroism is an absolutely crucial spell. We need that. I love Heroism, and we already have Bless. I'm gonna buy Remove Curse because I think we're going to end up needing it. And that's about it. I'm gonna give the Spirit Magics to my Paladin because he's upping his Spirit Magic. Oh no, he's not. I completely forgot how I leveled this. Right, so I want to get to Sword first. Alright. It is far off. It's basically 1 level off, and then we can go to... Well, then we can sort of beeline our way to the Master Teachers and get ourselves ready. The thing with Heroism is, on expert level, if it affects the entire party, which is very good. I love it when spells start doing that. And what it does is it increases the damage that you deal in hand-to-hand combat by I think it's an equal number of points as your Spirit Magic skill, but I'm not entirely sure about that. But anyway, it basically makes your characters hit like a truck. especially if you have weapons with a low recovery time, like daggers, it means that you're basically going to be hitting for, let's say, plus 10 damage every single time you hit. Combine that with the blast spell, which is also a spirit magic spell that increases your chances to hit, and the aforementioned haste spell from fire. When you basically have a plus damage on hit, you have an increased chance to hit, and you also have a reduced recovery time. You'll basically mow down low level mobs with melee attacks. Even though, like I said, might is inferior to magic in this game. But in the early game, it's incredibly useful to have the heroism blast combo, especially because you can't afford to be recasting powerful AoE spells all the time. But yeah, you get the gist of it. So I am taking some damage because of the lizardmen and the Mystics of Ba again. But now we have a much better healing spell, as you can see. Heals a lot more of our hit points, and I think there are people behind me as well. I didn't cast my wizard eye spell. There we go. Let's whack these guys. There's some behind here. I can see you. I'm stuck behind the tree, but I can still see you. There we go. 2 lizardmen down. But it's basically the same thing as with New Serpigal and Misty Islands. It's the monsters here, they tend to do some damage, but in general they're quite frail, so I'm not too fussed about the damage they do, because it doesn't really stick since I have 2 healers. And, you know, there's a very large open area that I can rest upon, on? I don't know what the right word would be. But yeah. There we go. I was always afraid of the Castle Ironfist area when I was younger, because I really didn't like anything that had ranged capabilities. Then I found the strafe button and I was okay. There we go. One more. Clear this. I go into turn-based from time to time, especially with mobs that aren't ranged. But even with ranged mobs you can go, but I feel like if you are in turn-based combat and you go against ranged mobs, you're going to get hit a lot. I say that as, you know, they miss nearly every shot they took. They did hit some though. I'm gonna heal you. Heal you again. I'm not entirely sure if the recovery times in turn-based mode translate accurately into, you know, active combat. Because I have a feeling that turn-based mode is actually, well, most of the time it's significantly easier if you're not completely surrounded by 1 million mobs. It'll take less damage and you'll hit more often and things like that, but I usually tend to just stay in active combat mode. And what I'm doing now, I'm just running back towards the tavern. Usually when I heal, I just, you know, take a day off, rest a bit, think about what I've done, all the people I've killed, decide to forget about them, have some nice dreams, have a pint of ale, and then I go forward, killing more people. There we go, wizard eye, so you can see what we're doing, and this is sort of the last area we're going to clear before we hop into the dungeons. There's one more area, surface area, that we could clear. I don't really see any point in clearing it right now. This area is a bit of a pain because it's infested basically only by the lizardmen. And when you're getting shot from all directions, strafing won't help you much, to be honest, as you can see. I think I should just unselect my cold beam from quick spells, to be honest, because at this point it's pretty useless. Oh, no. Kill 3 in quick succession down there. Heal, heal, heal. Yeah, clerics are a good thing to have. And this is why. Even compared to paladins, clerics are just way more useful. Oh, Alexis actually fell unconscious. Now I went into pauses because I was just about to heal her. When a character is unconscious, you can actually bring them back to life by just healing them. If they're dead, however, which is signified by a very large tombstone, you need to resurrect them. Either, you know, you use a spell yourself, or you have to visit a priest to do it and pay, well, quite a sum of money actually, depending on which temple you go to. But right now, let's just focus on not getting any of our characters killed. While they're conscious, though, they won't get any experience from monsters you slay, though. So it's a good thing not to have your characters unconscious for a large amount of time. And of course your combat abilities drop because, you know, you need 4 people pretty much all the time. Lizardman, lizardman. Come on. We have 3 more, 4 more. We're gonna finish up. You can see some enemies in the distance on the minimap. The infamous red dots. Now I won't be able to reach those bodies because I basically reached an area transition zone, so I won't be able to reach them. I could have picked them up if I had the telekinesis spell, which is... I can't remember because in Might and Magic 6 and 7, the school of magic for telekinesis is different. I think in 6 it's earth magic, which makes no sense whatsoever, and in Might and Magic 7 it's mind magic, which makes more sense if you ask me. But I can't remember which one it is for sure, to be honest. I know that in one of those 2 games it's just like, why is this spell here? It's like having lightning bolt in spirit magic, which is like, what? That could have been in air magic. But yeah. Let's see. Anything in here? 2 food. Excellent. Open this. And we have a dark hammer, a normal hammer, an elven bow, some money, flame arrow, useless. Cloth hat, useless. Helm, useless. There we go. Gonna have a quick rest here. Oh, somebody came back. Oh, Harold. Hello, Mr. Lizardman. Oh, you're taking a nap. I'm just gonna empty our pockets. Thank you. Goodbye. Wizard eye. Then just clear the rest of this area. And we're going to visit the seer as well, just so I can show you guys what I was talking about earlier when we were at Misty Islands. The thing with seer though is you won't really be using him too much. I guess you would have been if you were playing the game for the first time, because he sort of gives you tips on how to proceed, but the tips are really vague. Although I guess if it's fashioned after the Oracle of Pompeii... Was it the Oracle of Pompeii? I think it was the Oracle of Pompeii in ancient Greece. So yeah, this is the seer basically. He gives you a pilgrimage every single month. Now as you can see, it's March already. So this is the month of personality. So I have to journey to the Shrine of Personality and pray there to be rewarded. We already did that with the Shrine of Intellect. I'm not sure where the Shrine of Personality is. Nope, can't remember where it is. But like I said, I don't pay too much attention to the pilgrimages. If you click on I lost it, he usually says you never found it. When you click on I lost it, usually you get the item that's important for the game that you've accidentally thrown out back. Does that make any sense? For example, you have a quest item. Let's see what was important. For example, the first letter we had that first we gave to Mr. Podvello and Wilbur Humphrey in Castle Ironfist. If you lost that, for example, you've checked it out of your inventory. If you clicked on this, he will magically make it reappear. There is a way you could duplicate items with that, but I don't think there are any useful items that you can duplicate by doing this. Basically what you do is just you pick the item up, The Goblin Watch Coat, for example. Throw it away. Let's see if I get it back. No. I would have gotten it back, for example, and you basically have two of them. And then you have hints. Hints are basically, well, hints that will sort of help you proceed in the game, but I already said what we have to do. You have to do the quest for the 6 Lords of Enroth. And we already have one quest, which is the Find the Hourglass of Time for Lord Albert Newton in Mist. Now, some lizardmen fell down, so I guess I'm gonna have to clear these. And that, for now, is that, as they would say. Did we get a level out of all this? No, we still didn't. We need 2,250 experience more. So what we're going to do is we're going to wrap it up here, and next episode we are going to go visit the first dungeon in this place that I hate, because there are enemies that can hit quickly and hit hard. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed. Like and subscribe if you did, and I'll see you next time. Bye!